This list is all about discovery. In wrestling or any other art form, few things are more satisfying than uncovering a hidden gem. Investing in them early when they're still working on a relatively small stage, then watching them develop and improve and grow as performers is incredibly fulfilling. Exciting hot prospects can be found at every level in wrestling, from WWE's heady heights all the way down to the smallest indie bingo halls. With that in mind, this video focuses on names that might be unfamiliar to those who watch main roster WWE and main roster WWE alone. Now, next big thing is a heavy descriptor. Not all of the performers we're about to talk about are destined to headline WrestleMania, but they will become increasingly big deals over the next few years. So anyone wanting to keep their finger on the pulse of what's happening in wrestling must jump on the bandwagon now before they get run over. I'm Andy for WhatCulture Wrestling, and here are the 10 next big things in wrestling you need to know. Number 10, Ace Austin of Impact and MLW. 22-year-old Ace Austin is the kind of wrestler that would have thrived in TNA's most marketable niche 10 years ago. A fast, fluid and exciting high flyer, he is X Division to a T. Now, Austin is still waiting for his breakthrough, and a couple of losses to TJP haven't really helped him, but what's most encouraging about him is that he already possesses several traits that can't be taught. He has the intangibles down, showing great charisma and the all-important X Factor regularly since he signed with Impact. Already on his way to becoming a fully formed three-dimensional star, all Austin needs is for his employers to invest in him. Number 9, Angel Garza of WWE. Rechristened under his new moniker, the former Garza Jr. debuted in William Regal's Breakout Tournament on the 26th of June episode of NXT. Smooth, slick, sleazy and charismatic, he entered a crowd-popping performance against Joakim Wilde, highlighted by his own version of Taichi from New Japan's pants-tearing spot. He leaked charm and magnetism in his pre-match interview as well, suggesting that if he tightens his cadence up, Garza's going to be a huge star. He's good looking, a decent size at 6'1" / 207 pounds, and has already demonstrated his ability to connect in Full Sail. Doing so in larger buildings will prove tougher, but he has passed every test so far, and while he lost to fellow newcomer Jordan Miles in the tournament's second round, big things should be coming soon. Number 9, Utami Hayashishita of Stardom. Stardom have felt the loss of top stars like Kairi Sane and Io Shirai in recent years, but they keep soldiering on, building new stars in their wake, with 20-year-old Utami Hayashishita one of several to be elevated. Utami is the least experienced wrestler on our list. She has less than a year under her belt, but performs with an aptitude far beyond her years. To watch her is to witness one of the decade's most impressive rookies. Blessed with good size, her impactful judo-based offense, strong selling, heart and facials are already excellent. And although she's far from complete, Hayashishita hasn't looked out of place at all in Japan's most popular Joshi promotion. Utami is one of those names that you'll see consistently linked to WWE a couple of years from now, though staying in Japan would probably be wise, particularly as the Tokyo Sport Rookie of the Year has already held 2 titles in Stardom. Number 7, El Hijo del Vikingo of AAA. If you know this fella's name, it's probably for his awesome AAA clash with Laredo Kid back in June. Check it out if you haven't already, it's on YouTube. It's absolutely rife with gifable moments, supreme coordination, and the kind of spots that only the most careful and precise flyers in the world can pull off. It's an elite level clash that, had it gone down on a big New Japan or AEW show, would probably be garnering Match of the Year level hype all across the internet. Matches like that take an incredible level of technique. Such outrageous video game stuff is precisely what Vikingo deals in, so if that's how your tastes are attuned, educate yourself on the guy immediately. Regarded among the finest wrestlers in Mexico at the moment, this fella has already been linked with several American promotions. He won't be unknown for long, so now's the ideal time to take notice. Number 6, Deonna Purrazzo of WWE. NXT's women's division is in good health. Now, divisive she may be, but Shayna Baszler is an effective alpha bully as the division's ace. Heel Io Shirai is a lot more interesting than face Io Shirai. Candice LeRae is as solid as ever. Bianca Belair looks like a killer. This goes some way to explaining Deonna Purrazzo's lack of use. The Virtuosa has only made NXT TV twice since signing in May 2018, with the last of those appearances coming last August. A shame, but there isn't enough room at the table for every talented performer at the same time. When she finally goes full-time on TV, Purrazzo will immediately be one of NXT's best technicians. She's smoother than butter, has great technique, possesses a strong grasp of psychology, might even build her character around her nickname, the Fujiwara Armbar Specialist. Stylistically, she could well become a more scientific, less brutish version of Baszler, though she's already more refined in the ring than the majority of her peers. Number 5, Benkei of Dragon Gate. Though Dragon Gate is best known for its lightning-fast, hyper-athletic fusion of lucha libre and Japanese junior heavyweight wrestling, Benkei is a straight-up hoss. He's far bulkier than the majority of his cohorts, who he regularly throws around the ring as if they were weightless, in a role not totally dissimilar to company legend Shingo Takagi, though their characters couldn't really be more different. Benkei has stood out as an imposing future star since emerging in 2016. In Dragon Gate's quest to find their new ace, he absolutely surged earlier this year, winning the 2019 King of Gate tournament over RED leader Eita, earning him a shot at former stablemate Pac and his Open the Dream Gate title at Kobe World, which is roughly Dragon Gate's equivalent of WrestleMania. Triumph followed. Benkei now sits atop the mountain in Japan's second biggest promotion, and at 27 years old, he has decades in front of him. The newly minted ace is destined to become one of his country's biggest stars outside of New Japan. Number 4, Jacob Fatu of MLW. Anyone who spent longer than a minute engrossed in pro wrestling lore should understand the appeal of Jacob Fatu. Trained by his uncle Rikishi, the Samoan werewolf is a product of the legendary Anoa'i wrestling dynasty. His father is the former Tonga Kid, the Usos are his cousins, and Umaga, whom he most resembles stylistically, was his uncle. That's a lot of pedigree, though it would mean little if Fatu couldn't back it up between the ropes. Thankfully, he can. With an approach reminiscent of many a family member, Jacob is a big beefy boy, but no plodder. He's surprisingly athletic, his offense is sharp and impactful, he's at home in a brawl as he is in a beef-slapping big guy fight, and he carries the same level of intimidation you may have felt from Umaga back in the day. Fatu recently took MLW's World Heavyweight title. He's an outstanding talent and one of the most promising guys on the indies today, so it's no surprise that WWE are already sniffing after him. Number 3, Jordan Omogbehin of WWE. Big Show, 7 foot. Andre the Giant, 6'11" to 7 foot. The Great Khali, 7 foot 1 inch. Kevin Nash, 6'10". Now these are some big beefy boys, but Jordan Omogbehin is bigger and beefier than all of them, standing at a legit 7'3". The guy's a monster, an absolute unit, a behemoth, a beast. He's one of the tallest men to ever set foot in a WWE ring, meaning that Vince McMahon is almost certainly going to push him to the moon as soon as he gets eyes on him. Now, the former basketball player is only just getting started. I mean, like right now, and there's very limited footage of him. He clearly has a lot of work to do, but still, look at him! He's a skyscraper, Vince McMahon likes tall things, so let's hope he develops. Number 2, Joe Hendry of Ring of Honor. Perhaps the most well-known name on this list is Joe Hendry, who has just debuted in Ring of Honor after years as one of the most charismatic wrestlers on the British Indies. The prestigious one should be well known to anyone who has followed companies like ICW and Defiant over the past few years, but he has also worked multiple shows for Impact Wrestling in the past and even represented his country as an amateur freestyle wrestler at the 2018 Commonwealth Games. He's a great talker as well, and more than that, a skilled musician known not only for composing his own entrance themes, but hilarious, ridiculous videos cutting his opponents down with trademark humour. And we can't wait to see what he does now that he's finally getting a proper go as a signed wrestler in America. And at number 1, Kanishka Takeshita of DDT. Destined to become one of Japan's most revered wrestlers within the next few years, Kanishka Takeshita is the ace of DDT and the current KOD openweight champion. DDT fans have known him as one of the world's best big match wrestlers for ages. While outsiders only really recognise DDT for its comedy, the likes of Takeshita, Harashima and Daisuke Sasaki have helped craft a dramatic main event style that really isn't all that far removed from New Japan and their epics. And at this stage, Takeshita is the clear leader of the pack. With his explosiveness, mat skills and ability to make every opponent look like $1 million, making him the most important piece in DDT's puzzle. There's a real chance that Takeshita might go his whole career without leaving DDT. Loyalty is a big deal in Japan, where promotional jumps are extremely rare. This may be the only thing stopping him from reaching the same level as a guy like Kazuchika Okada. He's certainly talented enough, and exposure and further seasoning are all he needs.